Here's the recording for lesson 1.11, Alexander the Great. Okay, so you should be in your Social 07B course. You can just click right here and that will take you to the lesson for Alexander the Great. And you're going to read the lesson introduction, which is right there. Read pages 336 to 339. And then read this too, Alexander the Great. Go into this biography, focus on geography. There is a worksheet here. Just open that up and see what it's asking you to do. There's a couple questions there, and then there's an answer key, so you can check that. And then there's some slides as well. Then use what you know. Again, there's another worksheet there. Just find out some information about Alexander. And then there's this read trade and commerce in the ancient world. You can either open this up or you can just go right to this. So just, kind of click through these, see what all is there and what you have to work on. And you only have to do pages 12 through 13 in this trade and commerce, which I just made a copy of them right here. If this copy isn't clear, then open up this right here to go to that. And I'll show you that here in just a moment. There is no quiz with today's lesson, but questions will be on the Unit 1 test about Alexander the Great. And no worksheets will be turned in as well. You should have completed the Unit 1 vocabulary part 1. There's going to be a part 2 because there were so many words there. So if we click on that, you can see that another tab will open up and takes you right to the vocabulary. So here's all of the vocabulary words. Here's some practicing that you can do. And then here is the part 1 quiz. Get ready for the part 2 quiz. It's not available yet. Okay, so the lesson introduction, Alexander the Great. When someone is called the Great, what does it mean? Would you have given Alexander that epithet? If so, how would you explain that he was great? How did Alexander's personality, policy, and conquests affect his empire and the world? Think about all of this as you create some Alexander the Great trading cards, and that's in one of those activities, which you really don't need to worry about. Okay, so we'll just go on from there. And as you get this, if you just click these arrows, that just takes you through the lesson. You know what I can do is I'm going to open the lesson up so I can see. It's like, okay, what were the directions here? Okay. Alexander the Great, even as a child, Alexander knew he wanted to conquer the world. By the time he was 20, he was well educated. Aristotle was his teacher. He was a brilliant general and certain he could do anything he set his mind to. Would he live up to his own expectations? And then you don't need to worry about following the student guide. We're just going to follow through and we're just going to take a look at these, okay? So this biography, focus on geography, okay? That's where you've got a worksheet and then an answer key that you can look at there. You open the worksheet there. What large bodies of water help define the borders of Alexander's empire? What are 4 main rivers within Alexander's empire? So again, you're going to be in the book, okay? And use the map scale on page 339 to determine approximately how far Alexander's armies had to travel. And what are some modern countries that are in his empire? And do you have a question that you might want to ask? So again, if we take a look at this, we're reading pages 336 to 339. And let's open another tab here as well. I'm going to open up content because let's just go to the book, okay? Pages 336 to 339. And right here, I can click on the Odyssey book, click to open it. So see, we've got a few tabs opened here. and we are on page 336. Okay, starting with Alexander the Great. And so make sure you go through that reading before you start answering these questions, because when you answer the questions, you're going through the reading, okay? And then you're going to stop. You're not going to read the Hellenistic age. You're going to stop there. Or no, actually, no, you are going to read through that, okay? And then here's Alexander's empire. So what were some of the main bodies of water? What rivers are there? What major rivers? Okay, so those are all questions that are in that worksheet. So just kind of go through that and get yourself familiar with that. And then there is the answer sheet where you can check. Okay, so use that answer key to check some of your answers. All right, let's go back. See it. We've got the tabs here. So, okay, and then there's some slides in this biography. So let's go to the next page here. And here are some slides. There's that map. And then these are just some 7 wonders of the world. Okay, these are some great buildings. So the Statue of Zeus, Temple of Artemis, the Mausoleum, the Colossus at Rhodes, and Alexandria's lighthouse, and the pyramids at Giza, which we've talked about those before, and the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. So, so just check those out. And then what do we have next? And I just keep going through the lesson, okay, by clicking on these arrows. So we just went through the biography. Now we're at the use what you know. Okay, and then here's, was Alexander great or not? So this is another worksheet. And actually, you don't have to look at that. Just ask yourself, okay, what were some things that Alexander did that made him great? You know, was he great or not? Let's see, then if we click next. Okay, so see, we're just kind of going now. Read, trade, and commerce. So you can open up this ebook if you want. And it's said to go to pages 12 to 13. And 12 to 13 down here, okay, down here. So see ancient Greece. I also have that if you just go to the next page, or click to the arrow, I have that same page right here. So you don't, if you're having problems opening up the ebook, I have it right in the lesson, so you don't have to open that up. Okay. All right, what do we have next? So that was it. Okay, and there's no quiz with today's lesson. So just make sure you go through the reading. Okay, follow along. You can listen to the read aloud, but also follow along in your book as well. Okay, find out a little bit more about Alexander the Great. And then you can review Unit 1 vocabulary. So we already opened that up. Okay, and go through the words, go through the flashcards. If you haven't done quiz 1, make sure you do that one. Okay, all right, that is all for Alexander the Great. We will review all of Unit 1 in our next lesson.